Hi, amazing people, and welcome to Conversations with Honest Olivia. I'm so pumped that you are here. Please, if you can, share with a friend and let's help each other grow and glow together. So, today we're talking about planning and the victim mindset because you understand why we have the victim mindset in this. So, I'm going to start by the definition of planning so we understand better what planning is. So, planning is the process of thinking, organizing, and deciding on a course of action to achieve a specific goal or objective. So, this looks like you identifying your goal and objective and then mapping out how you are going to achieve the goal as a whole. So, this is you breaking down on maybe weekly goals, weekly tasks, daily things that you need to do as to achieve the goal as a whole. Because if you do not plan, like that, whereby you break things down, it could look so complex to achieve the entire goal. Like, it will seem so complicated. Like, how am I going to achieve this? Goal as a whole. But, it actually starts with daily things, weekly things, monthly things. And so if you plan like that, you are on the right course of action. And as the definition says, like, it's a process of thinking. So when you plan, because I need you to understand that planning is an ongoing procedure, so you never stop planning. So when you plan for something, you are going to keep thinking about it somehow. So that means, how can I make this better? How can I make this, even easier? So you keep thinking about it. So when you think about it, you really need now to sit down and be like, okay, now that I've thought of this, is this really realistic or is it not? Because sometimes we push ourselves too hard, thinking like, I need to achieve this goal by this time. But we live in a world whereby things are changing constantly, literally every single day, things will change. So you need to leave room for change, but plan, because that will help you to know how you are going to carry out yourself during the time of whatever it is that you're planning to do. Because imagine, guys, even the Bible tells you that God is a God of order, which means God wants order. Hence the reason why even the Bible is a guide as to how we should live. We just don't get to live how we want. So having something that's kind of like of a guideline will help you to do things rightfully, will help you to do things like in an organized manner, and it even keeps you grounded, because now it comes with you saying no to certain things. Because the one thing honestly we need to learn to do is say no if that's not something that's going according to our plans. May we stop this thing whereby we keep on getting into plans that have no business with us. If it wasn't in your plan and if it's not going to help you, don't do it. A simple no is effective, because your no's and yeses are not supposed to be questioned. Like, if I say no, it's a no. You don't have to question as to why I am now saying no. If it's not in my plan, if it's not in my budget, if it's just not within my timeline, it's a no. Because now the thing is, let's say for example, I'm planning on buying maybe an apartment, a house, and then someone comes up with a plan like, hi, girls trip to Dubai, girls trip to Paris. But I have a plan to buy a house. If it's not within my budget, because now the thing is, we'll be like, I can't simply just dip my hand into the savings that I'm saving to buy a house. No, don't do that. If you are saving for a specific thing, let it remain like that. Stop touching that savings account because you think like, I'll pay it back later. Chances are you won't. Chances are you won't. So that's planning. It also comes with you saying no to a lot of things. It comes with yeses, of course. But what I'm simply saying is don't then let people question your yeses and your nos. Because personally, I feel like there are so many times where I have gone with people's plans simply because I have failed to say no. If it's not working with what I'm doing at a specific time, it's a no. But if it's working, fine, we can do that. But don't then question my yeses and my nos. Because I think the one thing that I need to go back to so that we can then get into the victim mindset is that I talked about changing, how things are changing. Like, this world is crazy, things are changing. So when you plan, especially when it comes to your finances, you really need to be careful because our economies are not that stable. So one time things were working with your salary or whatever money that it is that you had saved up. But with the way that the world like literally is going, things are going up, prices are just going crazy. You wake up, things prices are just now expensive, and now it's no longer working with your budget. Now most of us then get into this defensive mode whereby we are kind of like, but I had saved, I had worked, what's happening? But no, the economy will change. So that's something you need to leave room for, because it's not always going to look the same. Things are never going to look the same. Listen, when I say things change, it's not even only when it comes to the economy of the world or of the country. It just comes down to things that are unforeseen. You will get sick. You will have emergencies that will come up, and automatically that affects your plan. So now, when it comes to the victim mindset, that I simply just hate to put frankly, is when you realize that something has changed, and because this thing has changed, that means I need to come up with a plan to suit the situation. And we have people here crying, oh no, I'm depressed, this money was supposed to go there, but now it went there, oh my word, what am I gonna do? And people are simply coming to you saying those things, and you're simply like, bro, things change, so now you need to suit the situation. And so stop dumping those things on me, because the thing with people who have a victim mindset, what they would do is that they would dump things on you. They will literally just dump things on you. And as they dump those things on you, you're literally like a dumpster to them. And in my head, I'm like, when is this conversation going to stop? Because it's one thing to come to me when it's fresh and we talk about it one time, cool. But when we talk about the same thing repeatedly, I'm like, when is it gonna end? When are you going to take action? Because listen, it's like when you want to lose weight and then you keep binge eating, and then you're like, oh no, I'm so depressed, and when I'm feeling like that, I'm going to get a whole bar of chocolate, I'm gonna drown myself in a tub of ice cream. And in my head, I'm like, but you are complaining that you're gaining weight. So honestly, what you're doing is certainly not sustainable, because it's not gonna make you lose even an inch. So literally, what you need to do is start binge eating, start living a healthy lifestyle. It's that simple. But people with this mindset is because they want you to feel sorry for them. They want you to understand their predicament. Like, what is it that I'm supposed to understand? That you want to lose weight, but you're drowning yourself in a tub of ice cream. Like, what about that am I supposed to understand? Like, no. Have a balanced diet. Start living a healthy lifestyle. Listen, people with victim mindset are irritating because one, those people are weak. Their mindset is just messed up because, it's this is when people start abusing this thing that we call empathy. Like, what? So people with a victim mindset do not understand that there's change that will come to their plans. Like, leave room for that. And the one thing that we are supposed to do, like, when you plan, like, take your things to God and pray, right? And let me read Isaiah 26, verse 3 for you guys. And it says, "You will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you because he trusts in you." So when you keep your eyes on God, like I said, change is inevitable. This is something that happens. Like, I would have to make a whole video on change. But yeah, change is inevitable and we hate change. We simply just do hate change. But when you plan, you take things to God. And when you take things to God, that means even when things change, what happens is you're going to keep your eyes fixed on God. And this is how you are going to get your peace. No matter how things happen, like, that, I have a God that's, there for me. I think for me, when I think of plans changing, the one thing that I also then remember is be still and know that He is God. Stop taking God's place, and trying to make things work for yourself. Like, no. Let God be God. So you just need to be still and let Him be God. Because this is when people come and be like, my plans were messed up, and then you get into depression. Like, no. God says He will give you peace. What does it say? I already forgot, man. Yeah, He says God will keep us in perfect peace, when we fix our eyes on Him. So yeah, that's something that you should do when your plans go south, because trust me, chances are every time you plan, things will not always go your way. Like, maybe you eventually get to that thing that you had planned, but along the way, things will, kind of like be crazy. You'll meet a lot of obstacles. And this is the very reason that we need to understand that you cannot then get this victim mindset. Are you submissive to God? Are you being realistic? Stop having a victim mindset whereby you think you just are to complain about everything. Because it's this one thing where people be like, I cannot achieve this and that in this economy, yet someone is doing the same thing. So what do you mean? That type of a thing. So, it just comes down to your work ethic. It comes down to how you think. Like, okay, so now, things have changed, when it comes to the course of action. How is it that I'm now going to implement a new plan to still get to the goal that I want to get to? Because, man, we need to stop, playing victim because of plans didn't go according to plan. So yeah, my tripod just died. So sorry about that. But yeah, guys, this is all I had for you. And until next time, stay blessed.